cannabis may pose a long-term risk to the alcohol industry.
Here's a summary of the article.
The legal marijuana industry could emerge to become one of the biggest threats to the multi-billion-dollar beverage alcohol business, according to a new report from a top analytical firm. The IWSR, the leading source of data and intelligence on the alcoholic beverage market, says a growing number of consumers, especially millennials, are showing a preferences to consume both booze and buds, versus older generations which tend to stick with just one. That could cut into long-term loyalty efforts by beverage makers, especially those in the beer and spirits fields. Our research shows that up to 40% of adults 21 and over consume cannabis in states where it's legal, said Jessica Lucas, vice president at BDS Analytics. Cannabis presents substantial opportunities across consumer industries, including new occasions that alcohol cannot and will not play. Consumers will continue to look to cannabis products over alcohol for occasions when they are feeling creative, need to get motivated, or seeking health, medical or wellness benefits. Money spent on cannabis is not necessarily money taken away from alcohol companies. The IWSR is warning that makers of adult beverages need to begin anticipating consumers' shifting demands now if they want to avoid trouble down the road. Last year, Americans drank 3.345 billion cases of alcohol, a 0.8% decline from 2017.
This post received a score of 68,202, with an upvote ratio of 82%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Vodka will be fine since it mixes well with orange juice.
Something about weed and OJ, man. It's magical. I used to always have some orange juice around. If I got too high, it would kind of take me down a bit. Nowadays I don't drink it as much because sugar is like the devil, man.
Mangoes help your body absorb THC, as in you are getting higher when eating mangoes.
I told a friend of mine in college this and he called bullshit. We went to smoke and I grabbed some mangoes at the store before and he ate some. We smoke. I go to class and he said he was going home. I leave class an hour and a half later and he was asleep in his car. Lol.
Snake, #snock.
Is this just from MGS2 or does someone say that in other games in the series too? Haven't played that game in years, but that sound effect popped right back into my head upon reading your comment.
Greater than cannabis may pose a long-term risk to the alcohol industry. OMG, somebody call less doctors. Thoughts and prayers to the alcohol industry.
Thoughts and prayers to the peoples whose lives were utterly ruined by alcohol addiction and still think marijuana is evil.
There a diabetic at my workplace, smokes a big ol' cigar on his way out of the parking lot every day, drinks whiskey, and eats only fluffernutter because his teeth are too rotten to chew anything. Guess what silly little plant he's constantly outraged by?
Greater than guess what silly little plant he's constantly outraged by? Basil.
We don't speak of the devil's plant round these parts.
The devil's plant? You mean dillweed?
Cilantro, obviously.
But I love the cilantro. Sad face, guess I'm going to hell. Smiley face.
These people are heretics. You however are on the good noodle board.
Alcohol has been around for tens of thousands of years. Marijuana has been around for longer. Both still exist. In places where both are freely available, both still thrive. I think Diageo is gonna be just fine.
Not only that, but alcohol companies aren't stupid. They're already looking at a market for cannabis-infused drinks. Just like vaping posing huge threat to tobacco companies. It isn't because guess who owns the big vape companies and promising marijuana startups already? Billion-dollar companies are going to see and have plans in place for changes long before a fresh-faced college journalist can write a sensational article that panders to readers.
The Wisconsin Tavern League has decided that in order to protect their monopoly on legal addiction, they've got to lobby heavily against any kind of softening of marijuana laws in the state. Even medical marijuana poses a threat, on some goofy slippery slope basis. It doesn't really make sense to me, because the people who self-medicate at racist Tony's shithole saloon in Depressionville aren't going to suddenly stop being alcoholics once they can buy weed too. Legal marijuana will slow the state's drunk drivers down a bit, which is a good thing.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by SMMRY.com, without any human intervention.